Today I'm going to be looking at Alex O'Connor's argument for determinism.
You only ever do anything, ever, because you want to or because you're forced to. That's it. There's no counterexample to this. Every single thing you ever do is because you want to or because you're forced to. Seems like a bit of a controversial claim, and that's why I think you bring up this example. So trivially, for example, if I pick up this glass of water and I drink it, it's because I want to, because I want a drink of water. However, I could also be, again, pushed off the stage. I've, moved off the stage, but I was forced to do that. Or maybe somebody holds a gun to my head and forces me to pick up the glass of water, then I've been forced to. I think these are the only reasons you'd ever have for doing anything. So for example, going to the gym, walking your dog in the morning, seems like a counterexample. Well, I didn't want to go to the gym. I was tired. I was feeling very sick. I didn't want to go to the gym, but I went anyway. How do you explain that? Well, why did you go to the gym? Why did you walk your dog this morning?
Because if I didn't, he wouldn't have got walked.
So what?
Yeah, I suppose I want to care for him.
You want to care for the dog, right? Because you have this desire that your dog is in good health. Now you have a desire to not walk your dog at 6 in the morning, but you also have a desire that your dog be in good health. Which of those desires was stronger?
The desire to look after him.
Why?
Because I like my dog.
But why?
It's a good question.
It just was, right? It was just stronger. And in fact, had the desire to stay at home been stronger, then that's simply what you would have done. So the thing is...
That was pretty strong, just to be clear.
Yeah, no, I hope so. So, if somebody wants to be healthy, but they're feeling a bit tired, do they go to the gym? Well, what's a stronger desire? What do they want more? To be healthy?
All right, I understand that this is just the first part of the argument. This isn't all of what Alex is going to say philosophically about why we don't have free will. But wait, doesn't it sort of sound like he's saying that even things which are forced can be traced back to desire, like going to the gym or walking your dog early in the morning? Now, I think he's going to go, whoa, slow down. These examples are specific. I'm talking about things that are clearly not deterministic. But obviously, there are things in life that are forced, right? Not so sure. Okay, forcing yourself to walk your dog is really a desire, as anybody who has a conscience desires to keep their dog healthy. Likewise with going to the gym. If you desire to be healthy yourself more than not wake up at whatever time you need to, then you will go to the gym, right? But how about some things that really do seem like we have no control over? Like whatever tasks you're assigned to do at work or at school. You don't get to decide what kind of website Microsoft wants you to build, even though, to be fair, you still do have micro free will decisions within whatever website you're going to build, like, oh, the sign up button is going to be green instead of blue, because I'm the guy that decides that. However, even more fundamentally, desire is still the main influence which causes you to work at Microsoft or obey your parents and go to school. And you'll go, no way it isn't. I don't want to go to school. I don't want to listen to my parents. I don't want to make spreadsheets for Jeffrey Epstein. But isn't it your desire to please your parents? And isn't it your desire to make money in a traditional way so that you can live? Isn't it even your desire to live at all? You see, the will to survive, the will to thrive, is a desire in and of itself. In fact, it's the most fundamental desire. It's the one you feel first. It's the one you feel most intuitively. And it's from this fundamental desire which all the other wants flow. And just because you're hardwired with that desire sort of baked into your psyche, doesn't mean it can't be freely chosen and freely rejected. The rejection of this most fundamental desire is what we call nihilism. And many people have clearly chosen nihilism, especially the determinists. So boom, Alex O'Connor accidentally proves the opposite point, right? Even things which seem forced come down to your very own desire. Well, let's not go so fast. He does have, like I promised, a second part of the argument. Let's watch that.
What that means is that the only reason you ever do anything is because you want to, in some sense, or because you're forced to. If you're forced to do it, you're not in control, obviously. If you want to do it, you can say, well, there's free will. That's it. I did what I wanted to do. There's a great line from that self-same Arthur Schopenhauer, who once said, You can do whatever you want, but you can't want what you want. That is to say, you can't control what you want. Try it out for a moment. Like, does anybody here want to like run a marathon right now in the clothes you're wearing right now with no preparation whatsoever? I imagine there'd be some of you. It's not so easy, is it? It's not something you can just choose to do, right? So you can choose to do particular things, but when you choose to do something particular, it will be because you want to or because you're forced to. If you're forced to, you're not in control. If you do it because you want to, then given that you can't control your wants, you're not in control of that either. So that's why Schopenhauer says, a better phrasing might be, you can do whatever you will, you just can't will what you will. You know what I mean? I hope that makes some sense.
So Alex goes to Schopenhauer and he says, you can do what you will, but you can't will what you will. So yes, you genuinely have the desire, the will to live and to do all the things that life entails, but you didn't choose that desire. And likewise, you didn't choose any of the desires that flow out from that initial one. But that's where Alex is wrong. The idea that you can't will what you will is false. When you desire to be a better person, part of that desire is to change your will, to want better things. And not just to have better things, but to want better things. Like to be more loving, compassionate, kind, gracious. The alcoholic's ultimate desire, the recovering alcoholic, I might add, the recovering alcoholic's ultimate desire is not just to stop drinking alcohol, it's to stop wanting to drink alcohol. And for many of them, this actually works. It can happen. I'm not saying that happens for most, or definitely not all, but it is a possible reality. You can will what you will. And then if you want to say that the will to change your own will to not become an alcoholic or something like that is itself a product of some sort of determined chain of cause and effects, then not only have you stripped the one who seeks to better himself of any reason for doing so, or any credit for having done so, you've erased the word from existence. If will itself is not will, then it is nothing. It cancels itself out. So it's a meaningless, useless word. Is that what Alex wants to do? Remove the word will from our lexicon to invalidate the concept itself? I don't think so. See, at the end of the day, you can make nuanced and intricate philosophical arguments that lead you to unintuitive, dark places, like the idea that you have no will, no choice. But you always have to examine what you're sacrificing when you decide to take a radical approach like this, like the denial of your most basic instinct, free will. To me, denial of free will means three things. Number one, the reality of your direct experience. It's what you feel. It's the way you live your life. It's how you treat other people, like they actually are choosing to be good or bad to you. Number two, your moral responsibility for any of the actions you take. Connected to that last point, if you have no will, if everything is determined according to the causes and effects that happen leading up to this very moment where I decide to cheat on you, where I decide to slap you in the face, steal from you, kill you, then I've done nothing wrong. I had no choice. There was absolutely no choice. So it was the universe who wronged you, not me. And number three, the third thing you sacrifice by denying free will, you sacrifice the concept of will itself. You take away your fundamental ground for making choices, for choosing to be good, for choosing to do anything. And if somebody's a successful, happy, well-adjusted person, well, it's not because they did anything right. That's just the universe they were born in. That's just their link in the causal chain. So what do you get in return for these sacrifices? I sure as hell don't know. It doesn't seem like you really get anything. But if you have an idea of what you are trading in when you sacrifice these major points, please let me know in the comments. Drop by the stream. It's going to happen Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'll do some random special ones whenever I feel. So if you always want to be notified and informed of like when I'm streaming, so you can drop into the Discord, ask me some questions in real life, tell me I'm an idiot, as many of my commenters love to do. If you think you have a better argument than Alex O'Connor's or a better argument than mine, please drop by. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell if you're interested in joining the stream at any time. It'll just let you know when it's going. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed.